Steph, Ron Krejcik from the Chronicle. Sorry, no golf questions today. Hey, I know you've talked a little bit recently about expanding your prime and what an NBA player's prime is. I'm curious if you take the long view to have that essentially a full year off of rest and recovery with your injury. How much can that help in the long term and in the effort to kind of stretch your prime? And as sort of a related question, maybe what you learned from Steve Nash when he worked for the Warriors, given how long he played at a very high level, obviously, till 37, 38.
I think the biggest thing is just from the 5-year run we had and the extra, I don't know how many playoff games. I used to do the math.
A year and a quarter.
Raymond's always got my back. So, yeah, an extra year and a quarter of, like, games from those 5 playoff runs. So last year only playing 5 games with the injury and pandemic. It's all about the mental of how you, like, approach the situation that you're either in or coming out of or going into. And that always is kind of ever changing. But I've had a good just juice about it coming into this season, and it's obviously shown on the court. Body feels great. The work I put in the off season, it's kind of manifested, and it's giving me more confidence that this is going to be the norm for, the foreseeable future. And kind of just want to stay in the moment as much as possible, because you do everything now to prepare yourself to be ready to play now, but then those decisions then stack on top of each other for, that longevity that you need. But you kind of got to just ride the wave because things do change and situations change. And this is kind of how you approach it. And for Steve Nash, I mean, it's obviously great to have Rick Celebrini here, who, saw up close and personal and even designed a lot of those programs and executed them. So he'll be a big help in that kind of journey and the mission to play at this level for as long as I can.
Thanks.
Hi, Steph.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Steph, if I can ask just a quick follow-up. I mentioned Nash, but is there anybody else you sort of maybe look at as someone you can learn from in terms of staying at a high level late into your 30s? I know you've talked about your dad and matching his longevity, but is there any other player who maybe you glean something from in terms of that effort?
Not that come to the top of mind. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have, like Vince or trying to think who's playing in my era. I don't know. I have to think about that, but more so just understanding that this generation of player is a little better suited for, with all the sports science stuff, with the way that we train, the way we take care of our bodies, and all the information that we use to our advantage. That's been going on for me for like the last 8-9 years, and all those things will add into me being in a good position toward my mid-30s and all that. So that's important. But I have to think more about particular guys probably to reach out to if I want to ask those questions.
Thanks.